Good afternoon, Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez. The final word. We are back in town here at number 38. And boy, Alex, it feels like we never left. We were here Friday evening for the amazing Make-A-Wish Foundation 7,000 Wish celebration with our good friend Alex Singleton from the Denver Broncos. We'll hear more about him later. Good morning, El Guapo. And man, it's been a long 48 hours here at number 38.
Good morning, Joey. It's been a minute, man. It's been a while since we've been back on the air.
Sure.
Here at number 38. Awesome location. Again, just awesome. Great times here. We, man, what? You've been in Florida. I was in Cancun. And now we are back. There's no, what did Nate Lundy say to us? No more vacations, boys.
We got a little
time to get going.
Yeah. We got a little vacation coming up on Labor Day, but you'll be hearing this every Sunday. Right now, we're 12 to 1:30. That may change during the Denver Broncos season. Looks like we may move up to 11 to 12:30. Talk more about with El Jefe about that, but let's get to the main order of business. The main order of business is training camp. Alex is back. We're back, and that's because the Denver Broncos are back. And 2025, I'm going to say the expectations have not been this high for this franchise in a long, long time. And, you know, you and I have lived in the world of suck, right? And the last 8 years, no playoffs. And then last year, out of nowhere, boom, here comes Bo Nix, 10-7. You lose in the wild card round. Your thoughts on what I think is going to be a very interesting year of Denver Broncos football?
It looks like right now, what are we, 2 days away, Joey, from start of training camp?
Yeah, I'm revved up.
Which will be our 13th training camp here at Mile High Sports Radio.
We'll be out there Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday the 26th will be out there, Joey. And you know what's crazy though, man, is like you see what is happening, what's been transpiring throughout the offseason, because there's really nothing to talk about. And I mentioned a post really about 3 weeks ago. I'm like, hey, there's nothing to talk about right now. The Rockies, you know.
Hey, they've been playing better. I'm gonna
2-game winning streak.
Just saying. Winning streak. Yeah.
All they need is 19 more.
Yeah, 19 more.
I love that's our executive producer.
No, they actually need 49 in a row more to hit 500.
Executive producer Nick Arch. He's handling the ones and twos.
Man behind the glass.
Thank you, sir. You know what? It's crazy to think about that. There was nothing to talk about.
There is now, though. We got the Broncos.
Now we have the Broncos.
Yeah, now.
Okay, and then you got Summer League, the Denver Nuggets. The Avalanche schedule release came out, and then Coach Prime coming out as well with his
made a speech at Big 12 Media Day.
Yeah, only 6 starters coming back, by the way, Jay. What are your thoughts on Coach Prime?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we'll be up there for the Media Day coming up here in about 2-3 weeks. It'll be our 15th one consecutively. You and I have been up there now. Man, 15 years of Buffs football for you and I.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, but, I think the Broncos and the Buffs both have big expectations now. I mean, the Buffs were broke, right? Nobody cared. Now 9-3 last year. You have Julian Lewis and Salter competing for the quarterback spot.
I think Salter's got the spot, man.
Yeah, I think that's what you want to do if you want to win football games, because Julian Lewis is just not ready yet. When you and I were up there, I was up there about a month ago, and I was up there for the retirement press conference. And, I got to talk a little bit with some people who know a little bit about the program. And you know what they said? If we want to win football games, we're going to go with the fifth-year senior. If we want to develop the program, we're going to go with Julian Lewis. So we'll see what direction they take, but it'll be very interesting. I'm more excited for the first time in many years about the Broncos than I am the Buffs.
Well, we also talk about the Buffs, though, Joe, because
I love it. I'm just saying,
that's the team that you and I are really dialed in and connected with more than anybody here at Miles.
No, I just said I'm simply saying I'm usually more excited about the Buffs, to be honest, over the last few years.
I am, but when you only have 6 starters coming back,
it's hard.
Team,
it's hard.
No Travis Hunter.
It's hard.
No Shador. All these guys that went to
Jimmy
the NFL,
Horn.
Jimmy Horn, everybody.
You can name a long list.
You start looking at the whole retrospect about how the Buffs are going to be constructed. And then on top of that,
Coach Prime's not feeling well.
That's another caveat, Joe. The caveat is that Coach Prime is not doing so hot. And he mentioned that, and he missed out on a lot of different camps, and he did not go to a lot of different
things he would normally be at.
Speaking performances that normally he would be at. But it is what it is, man. It's July 20th, man. Are you kidding me? It's still early.
Look, man, I'm just saying there's a lot of optimism. Let's not be Debbie Downers here, okay?
I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I'm just giving you the facts.
Wait, we're talking to our audience, not you. Quit taking things personally,
I'm
man.
not.
We're doing a show
because it's the Buffs.
We're doing a show for 57,000 people on our Facebook page, our award-winning Facebook
Where can
page.
they find us, Joey?
12,000 people, or 14,000 now on our YouTube page.
Yep.
You can hit us on the Mile High Sport Facebook page, 34,000 followers. You can find us on X. We're right at the top of the page. It says the final word is broadcasting live now. Or you can go to milehighsports.com if you want to do it that way, if you're one of our people listening outside. Or you can hit the app. You can hit the Mile High Sports app on the Android or iPhone network. And if you missed the show, just hit us up tomorrow on Spreakers. That's where our podcasts exist. Or just hit us on Mile High Sports.
If somebody doesn't know about where we're at, what number 38, Joey? Tell us
number 38, man, right on the corner of 36th and Chestnut. Our great friend Tim Gelt has just walked in.
He just walked in
with his lovely
Nicole.
I believe Nicole. I want to say wife because that should be the absolute.
I mean, when you're
given,
a fiance,
you're fiance. I mean, we're gonna ask Tim because it is 2025, and I don't think we label what a beautiful partnership they have, and I think it's just the envy of many.
Beautiful they are.
Yeah, I mean, both these guys, beautiful people.
Lunch. Hey, Tim and Nicole, grab some lunch on us. Order whatever you want.
Order whatever you want, please. And we're looking forward to having Regan Upshaw Jr. on, a name you'll be hearing more of in the future. Not only here, but many areas. And it looks like he's going to start a combat sports career, Alex.
Joe, can I talk about some stuff that happened recently in the last 48 hours?
Sure, go for it, man.
Last night, Manny Pacquiao,
after a 46-year-old Manny
after
Pacquiao.
A 4-year, he was away from boxing for 48 years.
Yep, 4 years. 4 years, not 48.
Sorry, 4 years. He took on Barrios last night. The WBC lightweight champion in the world went 12.
Majority draw.
Yes, and I was so disappointed. 12 rounds, and he looked great, Joe. He looked like he was good. We know his guy, Fred Sternberg. Fred Sternberg is here
good friend of ours
out of Castle Rock. He handles all of his PR and his information. And I was watching the fight last night with my dad, and honestly, I thought that he really had an opportunity to win that fight last night. And it came down. It went to 12 rounds, and it became a draw. I don't know. I think he got robbed a little bit, Joey. It was kind of disappointing because you know what? We saw his last fight.
We saw Pacquiao Mayweather. Yeah. And we were in the camp of Manny Pacquiao, thanks to our great friend Chris Farina. But and all the great friends we have at Top Rank. Let me just say this about Manny Pacquiao. I don't know why guys go back in, at 46, but then I see guys like that. He looked decent. I mean, I want to say I've seen guys go in at that age and they didn't look good. They got their butt kicked. It was way past their prime.
Decent,
he looked. Oh, I'm going to say this. I'm being gentle when I say decent. Yeah, I don't think he was the same guy that I saw for years and years.
No, he wasn't 29 like the guy. Barrios,
for 46, he looked darn good. But just as a fighter, I think that the old Manny Pacquiao would have finished that dude, and that guy just couldn't.
Father Time does catch up to you at one point.
What do you always say? You always say Father Time's undefeated, and that would be the case with Manny Pacquiao. But I'm going to say this: boxing doesn't care anymore about any fight other than if it is not Canelo Crawford. Nobody wants to hear about it. Everyone looking forward to September. You and I are looking forward to September
13th.
All of our friends scrambling for credentials, tickets. I mean, if you're part of the boxing world, it is Crawford, Canelo, and nothing else matters. And I'm sorry, their boxing is throwing a lot of eggs in this basket. The largest production in the history of professional boxing.
So it's
going to be taking place here September 13th.
It's a multi-production.
So who's who?
So UFC is handling some of the production.
Yeah.
Oscar De La Hoya is handling some of that production.
They hired Dana White. That tells you how big it is.
Dana White, UFC, Joey.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and Dubai, though, I think that's where the money's at. But it's going to be at Las Vegas. Yeah. And it's going to be a fight where Crawford, who's undefeated.
Yeah.
And you got
Canelo one loss to Mayweather, and that's it. And what he was 20 years old, right?
Doesn't matter. A loss is a loss, Joey.
Long time ago, though.
So, that's the fight of the century that we're looking at. We were at the fight of the century in 2015. I was looking at the numbers. February, actually, May 15th.
May 2nd. May
2nd, 2012.
My birthday.
You and I were there.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. May 2nd, 2015.
2015. Excuse me. So
we were there.
We were there.
But you know what? You're quoting our fight. That was when we watched Provodnikov and Alvarado in 2012, 2013.
So if you look at that whole how everything went down, man, you look at that. One more thing, real quick, before I get off of the fight game.
Yep.
Last night, and here's the difference between our show.
I watched it. I watched that. Now, see what you were watching boxing.
The BMF title.
Did you watch it?
Can I say it? The bad motherfucker title.
Yeah.
Which Max Holloway last night was playing. It was fighting
Poirier.
Dustin Poirier.
Yeah. I watched the whole fight.
And he lost. He lost.
Can I comment on the fight?
Yeah.
I watched the whole fight. Yeah. So let me just tell you, Dustin Poirier, first of all, what a class act. Yeah. One of the best fighters in UFC history. One of the fighters that I always like to root for, man. Justin Gaethje, obviously, one of our good friends.
Lost the fight to.
No, I understand, but that's what I'm saying. I love Justin, but other than him, you know, I always rooted for Dustin Poirier, man. I thought he did it right. I thought he talked his smack, but not as much, you know. And I think that he's going to be missed. He's going to be missed by me. He's going to be missed by that UFC. It lost another warrior.
I don't think he's done.
Well, I don't. They all sit back. I mean, didn't you just say Manny Pacquiao? I mean, he'll come back. I agree with you. They're never done.
Shamrock came back.
Yeah. Don Cerrone. Remember when Cerrone came back?
Yeah, but
Cowboy came back.
This is a little different.
But this guy's not spent. This guy's not done yet. I mean, he's not done. Poirier not done. By the way, Max Holloway, man, that's a bad dude.
Everybody
man.
remember that. Max
Holloway. Is he the baddest BMF? Is Holloway?
Just say it. We can say it. Bad motherfucker belt.
I think he is. I think he's earned that belt, man. Do you too?
I've kind of gotten out of the fight game a little bit. UFC kind of
he's bad, man.
Flooded the market a little bit, so it got a little overwhelming.
Listen, guys, and we'll have more on the fight game coming up at 12:45 with Regan Upshaw Jr. He'll be on our program. But look, man, last few minutes, man, I want to get back to the NFL, man. You know, in about 2 days, everybody's life changes, right? I mean, this is how the final word is for Alex and me, you know, for the last 13 years. There's before the NFL season where everybody's fun and happy. And then there's, you know, August through February, and it becomes a job, right? It's a grind. You've been with us now 3 NFL, you know, this isn't a happy
and big shout out to Nick Archuleta, man.
Yeah, great job.
He's our dude, man.
But let me just finish up real quick. This is what we do, right? The NFL is what the final word does,
NFL's king, Joe.
And it's been king for us. So I'm going to say this. This is the most excited, and I'm not going to do any predictions. I don't care.
Not yet.
It's the most exciting. Not yet.
Too early.
But I can be excited when I look at the roster of Denver Broncos football players and say, okay, you know I'm excited. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to pick any records, nothing right now, but I'm excited. And I see the workout video from Dre Greenlaw. He looked like you, Ramirez, about 15 years ago, man. He looks seriously. I mean, they should just throw him raw meat. I don't think the guy eats cooked food. He's a beast, Nick. I mean, did you see that workout video?
No, not yet.
Dude, check it out. Dre Greenlaw working out. And when I told Alex, remember when they said prediction? Pain. That's exactly what Dre Greenlaw is going to bring to people.
With Greenlaw's acquisition of the Denver Broncos, I think it looks like the 49ers with Lynch.
It's a little league team.
And Shanahan went actually out to Greenlaw's house.
Yeah.
They flew out in a personal jet to say, hey, man, can you please reconsider this? Because Greenlaw got injured at the Super Bowl.
Yep. I know. We were there coming out of the tunnel, coming out of the pre-games.
And if you see his workout videos, he does backflips. He wakes up. He does like all these like $500
Dude, you and I talked. Remember, you and I ran into him on the field when we were talking to Christian, and we talked to Kyle Shanahan. And then the next guy we saw, you were kind of scared, and so was I, because his chest is bigger, seriously, than my entire body.
Hold on. And then
this dude flexed, man, and like three people ran away.
And then
Literally, man.
And Friday night, we talked to Alex Singleton, the inside linebacker for the Denver Broncos, and we asked him, "Hey, how's your injury coming?" He's like, "Yeah, man, it's great. I feel good." And we asked you, I think you asked him, Joe, I was like, how you going to feel with pairing up with a guy like that? I mean, this all just makes sense for the Broncos right now.
You're not even talking about Hufanga yet, Jade Barron. I mean, you added 3 basically number 1 pieces plus your middle inside, your starting inside linebacker in Alex Singleton, who, by the way, missed almost the entire. He was injured in the second game.
It was funny. Dan Jacobs commented on the picture that I posted.
With Alex.
He said, "Alex, you look bigger than him." I'm like, no, you know, and here's the funny thing. You guys are going to love about this. I was in Cancun 2 weeks ago, and Alex Singleton was in Cancun at the same exact
Yeah, we said
hotel
that yesterday.
Really?
Said
where
that
I was
yesterday.
staying at, and we were at the buffet eating breakfast, and I told my nephew Isaac, I said, "Hey, dude, look." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's Alex Singleton." And my nephew's like, "No, don't leave him alone." I'm like, "I didn't do anything." So last night I said, or Friday night, I said, "Hey, Alex," I said, "you were at the Barcelo Maya in Cancun." He goes, "Oh, how'd you know that?" I'm like, "I was sitting there right next to you having a cup of coffee," and he was laughing. So he's
A cup of coffee. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
It was
Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
It was
Lie
breakfast, guys.
detectors
It was
have
breakfast.
determined
It
that was a lie.
It was breakfast. Yeah, we had some bottomless mimosas.
It's Cancun. Yes,
But it
come
was
on,
funny
man.
because I told
man.
I told my Isaac, because he walked right by us, and I asked him on Friday night. I said, "Hey," I said, "I saw you at Barcelo," and he goes, "Oh yeah, I was celebrating my wife's engagement." I was like, "Oh, cool." And he was
his wife's engagement. What are you talking about? You're talking about his wife's.
Whatever, man.
It's okay.
It doesn't matter. I saw him there, and
Yeah,
I didn't mention. I didn't want to bother him, man. Come on.
Hey, so let's get back to football, okay? I mean, that's great. That's great.
Cool.
Maybe we can bring a travel agent in, and you could talk to him about the food and drink that was there at the
It
resort.
was pretty cool.
We are going to talk a little bit about the football, though, that's about ready to get played. And I'm going to start here with the wide receiver position for the Denver Broncos, because to me, I think if there's a group of players that need to step up, it is these guys. And, you have Courtland Sutton, but behind Courtland, I think there's a lot of questions. Marvin Mims Jr. is the name that keeps popping up in my mind as a guy who's going to really have to take that next step. He saw flashes in the last 6 games of the year. He had a couple touchdowns against Cincinnati. I believe he scored in just about every game the last 4 games. Nick, I'll start with you. I mean, is that a guy that you think needs to take a big step forward in order for the Broncos to end up where I think we all hope they can be later on in the year playing football?
I actually think he will. I think he will step up. I mean, we saw flashes of what he can be. It's just a matter of that entire offense. They've got a year under their belt now, and he's got some more experience actually playing a receiver position. So now he knows what's expected of him. He's had some leadership from court. They signed a couple of veterans to kind of fill in some holes back behind him. So I think he needs to, but will step up as well.
Alex?
Is Courtland Sutton still a number one guy that demands that kind of salary? Because I know he's upset. Maybe he needs to get his deal restructured. At the end of the day, I don't know, man. Is he a number one for the Denver Broncos, Nick? I'm gonna start with you, Nick.
I mean, with what they have right now, he is your number one. You got to base it on what you have right now, not what he compares to at this point.
Joe?
Well, it's very simple. I mentioned to you as I'm starting a topic, you didn't answer my question. The point I'm making is the number I mentioned, the receiver position. Courtland Sutton is all you have. He's not only a number one, he's thought of in some circles. I mean, Russell Wilson forget about just last year. 2 years ago, Courtland Sutton had 10 touchdowns and over 70 catches, 1,000 yards. He backed that up last year with a rookie quarterback with over 80 catches. He doesn't have Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball, so let's not get it twisted. Yes, he's definitely a number one.
Is he number one?
Yeah, he's not only a number one, he's all they have.
Right now, right now, his contract right now for this year is $15 million.
It doesn't matter. They're going to have to do something about it. They're right now, and I just talked to one of our good friends, Mike Kliss, just about a week ago about this. They've been trying to negotiate him with him, but they don't want to give a guaranteed 3rd year. They don't want to do it. He's 30 years old.
Why would you want to give it?
Because the player, that's what the player wants, That's the hang up in the negotiation. They're offering him a 2-year deal. Courtland wants a 3-year deal with that 3rd year guaranteed. That's the way of the NFL.
Sorry, man. That's not going to happen, man.
Hey, you talk to his agent.
Sprinkle in another bonus.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What I'm saying is this, though. When I asked you earlier,
got $12 million.
Alex, when I asked you earlier about the wide receiver position, it was a very simple, hey, who's going to step up behind Courtland Sutton? So obviously, I think they already have an established number one in Sutton. I think who needs to step up are Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, Devon Bailey, some of these younger guys. Those are the guys I'm looking for for the Denver Broncos passing attack to make a step forward.
You know what's funny about training camp? We do this every year, Joe. This will be our 13th year. We'll be out there next Saturday.
Yep.
The 26th. Thanks, Nate Lundy. What happens is every pass, every incomplete, any whatever happens during practice gets over-examined, and everybody from all these different media outlets go, "Oh my God, what a great catch." And that comes out 9 different ways from 9 different outlets. It says, "Hey, he's doing great." And I don't think that's fair to the player because you're not really getting the understanding of what, especially now, we can't be out there. Now we got the restrictions at training camp. You can't film, can't do anything video. Everything has to be outside the facility. And we get that. And we understand that. And we respect that. And Sean Payton gets that. But at the end of the day, Joey, when a player makes a spectacular catch, it gets over-examined, over-amplified. That's
who's the one who taught me that on social media, that catch is played within 4 seconds. There's 100 people, and Chris Farina showed us how that works. In 1 second, he showed a knockout picture of Mike Alvarado getting knocked out, and guess what? 10 different outlets had that, and this is 7 years ago. Well, 10 different outlets had it. So now everybody hits that. To your point, if I can finish, is everybody hits the button, sends the picture, and now everybody's got a thing. Well, that guy's great. Or it's a picture of the guy dropping a pass, and I think people get cut over these kind of things. I actually think that can make a big difference in a player's. And no, to answer your question, no, it's not fair.
Let me interject with that, Joey.
No, we don't have time for that.
Give me a second. Let me interject on something.
Okay, good.
So, like, you got Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland, right?
Yep.
You know, Dylan Gabriel was a third-round pick, out of Oregon. Obviously picked over him, and Shedeur was one of the last picks in the NFL draft.
Fifth round pick.
It doesn't matter.
Fifth round pick.
So now all these Cleveland media people are showing how good Shedeur's doing, and he's all these completions and his footwork as well, and he's doing all these great things, and it makes him look so much better. He's selling more jerseys just because of these videos on Instagram or on TikTok or on X. It doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, these guys got to play ball, and if you don't have that game moxie to be able to do that, Nick, do you not agree with me that some of these times these athletes that go out there and with media that they allow you to come in, they over exemplify what you actually really did on that pass. And then if Dylan Gabriel throws an interception, oh my God, he's not here anymore.
That's society right now in general. They have a short attention span.
It sucks, man.
And they only remember what they see right away and whatever's at their fingertips.
Well, listen, guys, first of all, we got to get ready to wrap it up, but I'm going to wrap it up this way. It's okay because these guys grew up in it. They grew up in it. They've had their phones since they were 11 years old. These guys know. They're the ones who instigate it, by the way. You want to know? I don't have any sympathy for them because they're the ones out there tweeting their butt off. They're the ones out there on social media, on Instagram, posting pictures of doing bumps with models on boats at 3 a.m. And then you wonder why they want the attention.
That's Kylie. That's Cardi B's girl.
No, I don't care, man. That's OBJ, but who cares? What I'm saying is
that was
society.
That was that dude?
No, OBJ, man. OBJ is who I was talking about. No. That tells you how many athletes do it, though. See, you thought it was somebody else.
Stephon Diggs was
Stephon Diggs. Okay, he was just out there.
I don't remember.
Right, but
it's too hard to keep track of anybody not getting in trouble in the NFL.
Thank you. And by the way, you don't remember why, because there's so many of these pictures out there now. What I'm trying to say is this. Guys, you want your chances to be great in the NFL, get out on the field and do something. Nobody cares about your social media. Nobody cares about you running routes on air. Nobody cares about you throwing the ball through a tire. I want to see what you do in preseason football and on the field. I am psyched. The NFL is back. Each and every Sunday, you'll hear us 11 to 12:30 during the NFL season. We'll be right here. This place will be packed, Alex. They'll probably be taking Ramirez and carrying him out here, man, at certain breaks.
I believe, and just from my conversations with our brass here, we may go up to 1:30. And then these guys might have a show.
Yeah, we'll see. No. Let's not bring that up because I just talked to Nate. That's definitely we're not going up to 1:30. But anyway, I appreciate it.
I'd love to take us off the kickoff, Joe.
Yeah, no, we got something planned. They have something.
We have our own beers here at number 38.
I got it. Hey, listen, man, we're gonna be the lead off. We're gonna get everything started. Everybody's gonna come start by partying with us, and they're gonna take.
How many beers does number 38 have?
Well, man, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Beers that
you can count it. You can count them. But right now, we're gonna go to break. When we come back, man, we have our great friend Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila. He joins the Final Word next when you join Joe Rico and Alex Mears on the Final Word on My Live Sports YouTube channel.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of The Final Word.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is Sparta!
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
My name is Anthony Mayer, owner and founder of Game Time PDR. We're located in north part of Denver, 6825 Broadway, pretty much on Highway 36 and I-25. So we specialize in repairing hail damaged vehicles. My technicians have special rods, and the goal is to get the tools underneath the dents. And with the special lights and the angles, they're able to actually massage the metal back to factory standards. We offer a done-for-you service from top to bottom. Literally, the customer doesn't have to do anything. They bring their vehicle to us. We get them under our specialty lights. We write up an estimate, submit them to the insurance, get it approved from the insurance, get it in production, get it washed up, and get it back to the customer. We do waive deductibles up to $1,000, and anybody that mentions the Colorado Spartans, we're giving them a $200 gift card. Go Spartans!
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for three main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000-foot altitude. So we have mountain-grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave, okay? Only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with Highlands agave, and it's superior to Lowlands agave. Number two, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, we're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito Tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
I played with arguably the best corner to ever lace him up in Champ Bailey. And guess what? He, too, was victimized by certain plays, but he never gave up. And that's what I see in PS2, right? The idea of never giving up. Yes, you may get beat, but he is a complete corner.
This is madness. Spartans! What is your profession? This is blasphemy. This is madness. Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is Sparta!
All right, Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez. We are back at the final word on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel. And it's good to have our great friend Bill Foss back in the saddle with us. Suavecito Tequila. Bill is one of those guys that just is amazing to me. He has been with us now for 7 years. And Bill, you know what's funny is you look younger today than you did the day that we met you. And I have a feeling that's from Suavecito Tequila. Whether it's the Blanco, the Reposado, the Cristalino, the Anejo, the Extra Anejo, or my favorite, the sixth man of the year, the single barrel Anejo, you can't go wrong. And it brings friends together. It makes every sporting event better. And, you know, when you're around, it's just twice as good. Talk a little bit about the developments going on right now with Suavecito Tequila.
Well, our sales are skyrocketing. In 2024, we did $6.5 million worth of sales. At the end of June this year, we had already done $6.5 million in sales.
Oh my goodness!
So,
well, I think some of that's me buying it, but go ahead.
It could be. We're anticipating doubling sales this year.
Wow!
In the United States, and then go international.
Wow, Alex, I mean, you're not surprised, right?
Handcrafted in one of Mexico's oldest distilleries, Suavecito is a small batch, all-natural tequila with a 2% agave nectar that goes back into the dry aging process, double-aged in depth to make your tequila just be awesome. You guys right now are all over Total Wine and liquor stores here in the United States, but now, Bill, we were just talking to you earlier. Talk about the international connection that you are now starting to establish.
Well, we have a very large a distributor in the UK who loves Suavecito Tequila. We just negotiated a contract with them, and they actually even called me and said they not only sell in the UK and Europe, but they just got a phone call from a distributor in Germany who has heard about Suavecito and wants to know if he can start selling Suavecito in Germany. So we're really moving.
I love it. And, living there for 3 years of my life, Germans love a good tequila. You'd be surprised. And, it's not just all beer, trust me. But Suavecito fits in anywhere. Alex and I have been in your mansion many times here downtown, and just amazing the way you and B have that decorated. But there's a little area where we sit on the balcony and sip Suavecito. And that's really kind of what we're encouraging everybody who's watching this to do, right? Grab it after the game, during the game. But the post-game celebration out on the balcony, I mean, what's nice about Suavecito is you can make a great cocktail or you can just drink it neat, and it's a winner either way.
Oh, you got it. I end my workday every day by pouring myself a good Suavecito cocktail, going on my outside balcony, sitting down with a notepad, making notes of what I'm going to do tomorrow, sipping on my Suavecito and watching the sunset on the mountains. No better way to end your workday.
Well, you've been there, Alex.
Bill, Joey and I have been to your place many times. And one of the things we always bring out, and this is huge, that you are a huge supporter of athletes, sports teams in the Mile High City. When the Denver Nuggets are doing great, when the Denver Broncos are doing great, when the Avalanche are doing great, I don't want to talk about the Rockies because the Rockies suck, right?
Yeah, we
but
can't
at
say when
the end of the day, it actually elevates the business, whether it's going to a restaurant, whether it's staying at a hotel, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Suavecito is up there standing alone when you have those opportunities. When the Broncos won the Super Bowl, man, your business was shining. When the Nuggets won their championship, your business was shining. You live right across the street from Ball Arena. When the Colorado Avalanche were winning, they won the Stanley Cup. Business is better all the way around when it comes to your brand. Talk about why Colorado is really, invested into your tequila and how the libations really work here in the Mile High City, Bill.
Well, the people in Colorado, when I do tastings at liquor stores, and they come up and taste it, number one, they can't believe how good it tastes. Best tequila they've ever tasted. Tequila experts around the United States all rank Suavecito the number one tasting tequila sold in America. So number one, they can't believe how good it tastes. Then number two, when I tell them I live here in Denver and I am the maker of Suavecito Tequila, and I'll autograph your bottle for you if you want to buy a bottle, the people in Colorado just can't believe it. They cannot believe that the guy who makes Suavecito Tequila in Mexico, I make it just outside of Guadalajara. I own a large agave farm up in the mountains, an hour and a half south of Guadalajara. I've owned it for 25 years now. So I make it, and I make it by my formula, okay, which is different, unique, and that's what makes it so good.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been a drinker of Suavecito now for 7 years. And what I love about it best is not just while I'm drinking it, the next day, no hangover, never sick, not feeling like a lot of alcohols where I'm like, oh man, I'm not drinking that anymore, because you feel it in the morning. What's great, and I think that's the 2% agave nectar that you add back into the tequila. It eliminates the burn, but I think it eliminates a lot of things like the hangover and the sickness.
No, absolutely. You'll never get a hangover drinking Suavecito Tequila. My farm is mountain grown agave. It's a prebiotic, believe it or not. So it's actually the agave plant is mine in particular, because it's mountain grown, is particularly healthy for you.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Joey, when your restaurant doesn't have it,
man, you demand it.
When your liquor store, Joey, does not have it,
you demand it.
Joey, when your watering hole, where you go somewhere else to have a good cocktail, what happened?
You demand it.
Look at Bill. That's what it comes down to. Everybody's knowing where your libations are at. Los Dos Patrias, which is another sponsor of ours, mentioned to me a couple weeks ago. I was in Cancun, and I got a picture of they were in Rome. Joe Jose Luis was in Rome.
Yeah,
and he sent me a picture. He goes, "Listen, look at what I'm looking at. It was a bottle of the extra aged anejo in Rome.
That's amazing.
It was in Rome, Bill.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, how'd that get there? The word is spreading, right?
Oh, the word's spreading like crazy. I got an email last week from a guy who says, Mr. Foss, I found you on the internet. I hope I'm not bothering you. I live in Toronto, but I drove to the United States last week on business. And in the evening, I went into a liquor store. And in the tequila aisle, I saw this bottle of tequila with a leather label. I couldn't believe it. So I bought it, brought it back to Toronto with me, and I had it last night. Mr. Foss, the best tequila I have ever had in my life.
That is what I'm talking
we've
about.
heard it so many times. The Vegas Strip. We've heard it at tasting after tasting.
He went to the Super Bowl.
We went to, yeah. Well, I was going to
we
say
did a live tasting at the Super Bowl on the sign.
Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. If you remember right at the tasting,
the KC San Francisco game.
Right, but at the tasting, if you remember the guy from, I believe he was from Russia or one of the Eastern Bloc countries. And he said, I drink vodka only, no tequila for me. And the guy was pissed. Said, well, hold on, I'll take a sip. Remember? And then he came, and that guy called his buddy back. He said, hey, come here. He's like, I've never had anything like. And by the time he not only drank one, he had another one, and he said, okay, I guess I do like this tequila. And so, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you've had that happen so many times. You've been invited to bourbon festivals. Talk a little bit about that, because nobody's invited, but your extra nail actually replaces bourbon in many cocktails.
Oh, without a doubt. It all started about 5 or 6 years ago when we entered the Denver Tequila Festival.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, the guy who runs it, they had 15 premium tequilas. He came up to my table. He said, Bill, your tequila is the only one everybody's talking about here, and we've got 400 people here. He said, save me some. I want some when the show's over. Well, 3 months later, I got a phone call from the same guy, and he said, Bill, listen, I hope you don't take offense to this, but we've got the Whiskey Fest coming up in 2 months, and there's going to be 15 premium whiskeys and bourbons, but my entire staff who ran the tequila festival says there's not one bourbon or whiskey that's as good as Suavecito Tequila. Yep. Would you be willing to have a table at our Whiskey Fest?
I love it.
And I said, tequila at a Whiskey Fest. Done deal. I'm there, buddy. And now I'm the only tequila at the Denver Whiskey Festival every year.
I love that, Bill. You know what I love more than anything, Bill, is that you look to give back to the community, like giving back to these athletes that we are about to bring you on as well.
Yep.
You've been a part of so many athletes that have helped shape and form the structure of Colorado sports, whether it's football, the fight game, basketball. And we have another one we're going to introduce you to here in a minute. And he's a Hall of Famer. His dad is a Hall of Famer. Played for the Super Bowl, and I just want you to know
his dad's not a Hall of Famer. He's a Ring of Fame.
He should
not
be.
a Hall of Fame. He should be in Fame.
He should be.
He could have been, but no. We got to get it straight.
Bill, that you always like to invest in the community and what you can get back, just like us, man. We're not Pat McAfee. We're not Stephen A. Smith. Not yet.
No.
We've hung out with those guys in the Super Bowl when you were with us. But talk about how important it is for you to give back to the community. So, you know what? I want to invest in future athletes and businesses that want to, introduce my tequila to your business or your brand.
Well, as you know, making Suavecito is my third career. When I graduated from college, I went to a small college because I was an all-city Chicago high school and basketball player.
Yep.
Okay? And that's pretty big to be all-city Chicago.
Huge. What year was that, Billy?
That was
no, I just want to ask. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to disrespect, man.
Early 60s.
Okay.
Yep. You're in better shape than I am right now, man.
Mid 60s.
Yeah.
So I went to a small college. I was recruited by University of Illinois to play a defensive halfback, but I also wanted to play basketball. So I went to a small college, Knox College, where I could play both sports. Okay. When I graduated, I got into teaching and coaching. And in the early 70s, I became an assistant basketball coach at the University of Colorado.
Wow.
I loved it.
In Boulder. He was
in
Boulder.
Oh, yeah. In Boulder. I loved it. And I loved coaching them. And it gave me a different perspective for Colorado athletes and Colorado people. And I love them. And I love the state. and I love supporting anybody that I can help out in the state of Colorado, particularly in sports, because I then went back to the Chicago area, and believe it or not, I was a general manager and the head basketball coach of the first professional women's basketball team in the city of Chicago.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible. And you know what? I want to say this as we switch over to sports here for the last few minutes. The Broncos and you and I and Alex, it hasn't always been the same. Although you've been successful and we've been successful, the Denver Broncos have not, right? And so last year, I thought it was really cool that instead of somebody else's team, that you, I, and Alex actually get to talk about the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
It's pretty hard to run an NFL pregame show with one of the worst teams in the NFL over the last 8 years. And I think this year, I'm like a little kid. And yeah, I understand a lot could go wrong. And yeah, somebody could get hurt. But man, I mean, I got a son of an NFL football player right to my left. He knows what's up. You can see the talent out on the field this year for the Broncos. Dre Greenlaw, Hufanga, Evan Ingram. These people ran into town. Bo Nix in his second year, he looks like the real deal. Alex talking about the wide receivers. Cortland Sutton, you got to show up. But, this team is going to win or lose on their defense, Bill. Their defense is going to write a story this year that I think is going to be insane.
Unreal.
And your father, one of the best defensive ends I ever saw play in Regan Upshaw. He's all about defense. If we had to sit here and he was here, you can have all the fancy receivers you want. But this is the year that Denver defense, I think, comes back to the no-fly zone type stuff. How excited are you for the football season this year?
I'm really excited about it because they had a great defensive team last year. They've added to it this year, and I think they're just going to be unstoppable. And with Bo Nix having a whole year's experience under his belt, them getting some better running backs to help coordinate with him, it's going to be a lot of fun watching them play this year.
Well, let's pump the brakes a little bit, Bill.
Yeah, here he is, the Killjoy. Here's Killjoy.
Just because you live on your million, your balcony.
He can throw a football right to the stadium.
He's got Ball Arena. He's got Mile High Sports Stadium or Mile High Sports. What do you call it?
Coors Field. He's got Power Field.
You got it. One day you'll go there.
Yeah, we'll
it's amazing. There, it's amazing, and you have to understand that just because the businesses are accelerating because of sports, because our city is ran by sports, and the hotels.
Mm-hmm.
You see it. You look down on 16th Street Mall. You see how the businesses operate. Bill, when you look at this upcoming season right now, the Denver Broncos, I think it could be one of the most exciting seasons of all time. I really believe that, and I think there's going to be a lot to be said about that. But that also resonates to the fight game. That also resonates into what Joey and I do with, doing fundraisers and building another event at your liquor stores at Total Wine. When Joey and I went to Lucas Liquor Superstore, we had a competition, just so you know, Reagan. Joey and I were like, all right, I'm going to sell 42 bottles today. Joe's like, I'm going to sell 42. Mm-hmm. And the stuff sells itself. We're talking about high-end liquor stores, a lot of money, and people would come up and Joe would be like, yeah, try this Reposado, or try this, or try this. And we were just, we don't do nothing. We were just letting the product speak for itself. And I think that's what needs to happen, Bill, coming up this year. You were a sponsor for the Colorado Spartans. Joey was a play-by-play guy. I was the MC for the Colorado Spartans at the Denver Coliseum.
Yep.
Let's go, Spartans! I did a lot of that stuff, and Joey was the play-by-play on YouTube. You have a lot of fun hanging out with us, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I love it, and I love the team. I love the enthusiasm, and the crowd kept getting bigger and bigger every week.
Yeah,
and then, as you know, I sponsored the offensive and defensive players of the game.
That's right. We would give a bottle away, just so you know, for the offensive and defensive player of the game. So we'd give 2 bottles away, and it would be an offensive player of the game.
They never made it out of the arena, by the way. They never made it out of the arena.
Once the announcer's up on the stairs, I was the one down on the bottom, and I'd be like, Joe, who won? Offense. Okay.
Well, Nick and I would pick guys. That didn't mean that they necessarily were the ones who got the bottles, but we picked guys.
Did they always get them right?
No.
We're the broadcasters. We're always right.
So Nick's our boy. You got to get to know him. Nick's our boy, and he also was.
You
part
did
of
the
broadcast team.
play-by-play, and
I was the guy. I was the
broadcast.
Let's get ready to rumble. I was that guy. But anyways,
You got to keep getting penalties.
And I wish I would get penalties.
You got penalties by
I
the referee.
broadcast. Thanks, guys. Yeah, and I'm trying to impress Regan, man. You guys
It
are
was good, though.
throwing shots at me.
It was
But what
good,
we
man.
would do though is at the end of the game, Jeff, his son, which is the other owner of Suavecito, Bill, we would present the offensive and defensive player of the Suavecito game, player of the game, and they'd come up and we'd say, "Hey, you go this," and then we take a picture, video, and all that stuff. It was great promotional video,
Amazing,
awesome stuff.
Hey, so all right, back to the question at hand. To use a little analogy here from one of my favorite rap songs, and that is, this is the year, Bill, that we are going to Santa Clara. We did talk to Nate Lundy Friday. We're going to the Super Bowl, and that's our goal here. We want you there. But wouldn't it be incredible if the Denver Broncos joined us in Santa Clara? Now, you talk about a party. I guarantee you, I know that it's very slim.
Well, just so you know, Santa Clara's over
but,
here.
Right, I get it.
And the convention center's over here.
So we're there, man, though, right?
So I mean, we need Bill.
We need Bill. Yeah, we need Bill. We need Bill. And we're going to invite Tim, you, just everybody. We're going to have a party like no other party in the Super Bowl this year. I'm hoping the Denver Broncos will be part of it. All right, listen. Your distributor is about ready to let loose on Denver, Colorado. All the bottles and everything. Total inventory is going to be right back in the Mile High City here in the next couple weeks.
Correct.
So I'm going to tell you right now, man. This place
no more blue agave.
Yeah, no more.
This is
it, man. This is it. This number 38 partnership is about to happen. We expect
can get
everybody
here.
Yeah, if you're listening to this YouTube channel, when the games start,
I know
we want you down
Nate's
here.
Listening.
Yeah, every Sunday we want you down here at 11 o'clock. We're gonna have handcrafted Suavecito cocktails. We'll make sure we have shots of Suavecito. You can have it neat. You can put it in a glass, do a shot, or have a cocktail.
Whatever you want.
And we're gonna have a final word cocktail as well. But I'll tell you what, Bill, I've never been more excited for
one more
football
time.
season
Can
to
you
start.
explain how the international hookup you just got done?
Yep.
How that's going to
got about a minute left
to get this into our number 38.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no. My previous distributor here in Colorado ran into money problems, went bankrupt, and hadn't paid me in 7 or 8 months. I had difficulty getting because I had a contract with them, but my lawyer took care of it. We got them disposed of. I interviewed about 5 or 6 other distributors, and we finally found one that we really liked. And they've been talking with all of the liquor stores in particular. The owner told me they've already got 65 back orders from the liquor stores because they've been out of Suavecito for the last month.
Love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So we're gonna be big in Colorado again within 2 weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody get excited for the Broncos and get excited for the return.
Again,
of
Joey,
Suavecito
if your
Tequila.
restaurant does not have it,
Man, you demand it.
if your watering hole doesn't have it, Joey,
You demand it.
if your liquor store doesn't have it,
You
Joey,
absolutely demand
God, I love it. What's
it. Man,
the
if your
what's,
liquor
what's,
store
what's the
doesn't
lineup,
have it, I'm
Joey?
going to
What's
come
the
in and
lineup?
shake
What's the
it
lineup?
down.
Go ahead.
It's very simple. The Blanco, the Reposado, the Cristalino, the Anejo, and the Extra Anejo, plus the 6th man of the year, the single barrel Anejo. And that one is 106 proof, 53%
You
alcohol.
can start your car with that one.
Man, I'll tell you what, I do start my car with it every morning. I do, definitely. So, hey, when we get back, though, Bill, thanks so much. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Football is right around the corner.
Hey, back, Bill.
Enjoy Suavecito Tequila. All right, when we get back to the Mile High Sports YouTube channel to wrap up the final word, Regan Upshaw Jr. You may not exactly know the name now, but you will.
You will.
You will
know
when
who
you
it is.
return to the final word with Joe Rico and Alex Ramirez on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for 3 main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000-foot altitude. So we have mountain-grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave, okay? Only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with Highlands agave, and it's superior to Lowlands agave. Number 2, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, we're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito Tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
Oh, man.
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
My name is Anthony Mayer, owner and founder of Game Time PDR. We're located in north part of Denver, 6825 Broadway, pretty much on Highway 36 and I-25. So we specialize in repairing hail damaged vehicles. My technicians have special rods, and the goal is to get the tools underneath the dents. And with the special lights and the angles, they're able to actually massage the metal back to factory standards. We offer a done-for-you service from top to bottom. Literally, the customer doesn't have to do anything. They bring their vehicle to us. We get them under our specialty lights. We write up an estimate, submit them to the insurance, get it approved from the insurance, get it in production, get it washed up, and get it back to the customer. We do waive deductibles up to $1,000, and anybody that mentions the Colorado Spartans, we're giving them a $200 gift card. Go Spartans!
Spartans! What is your profession? This is blasphemy. This is madness. Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is Sparta!
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of the...
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for three main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000 foot altitude. So we have mountain grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave, okay? Only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with highlands agave, and it's superior to lowlands agave. Number 2, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, we're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito Tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Foss, the owner and maker of Suavecito Tequila. Suavecito Tequila is unique from any other tequila for 3 main reasons. The first one is my agave farm in Mexico. It's an hour and a half south of Guadalajara, and it's up in the mountains at a 7,000-foot altitude. So we have mountain-grown agave. Americans hear about mountain-grown coffee and mountain-grown grapes. They never hear about mountain-grown agave, okay? Only 8 or 9% of all tequilas are made with highlands agave, and it's superior to lowlands agave. Number 2, I extra age my tequilas. To be a reposado, it has to be stored in a barrel for 2 months. I keep it there for 9 months. The añejo has to be in the barrel 1 year. I keep it 2 years. The extra añejo has to be in the barrel 3 years. I age it 5 years. That extra aging just gives it more body, more texture, and more flavor. And last but not least, we're the only tequila that adds 2% agave nectar back into the tequila. This little bit of agave nectar eliminates the burn going down your throat. Makes Suavecito Tequila the smoothest tequila you will ever drink.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of the final.
Spartans! What is your profession? Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender. This is
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
My name is Anthony Mayer, owner and founder of Game Time PDR. We're located in north part of Denver, 6825 Broadway, pretty much on Highway 36 and I-25. So we specialize in repairing hail damaged vehicles. My technicians have special rods, and the goal is to get the tools underneath the dents. And with the special lights and the angles, they're able to actually massage the metal back to factory standards. We offer a done-for-you service from top to bottom. Literally, the customer doesn't have to do anything. They bring their vehicle to us. We get them under our specialty lights. We write up an estimate, submit them to the insurance, get it approved from the insurance, get it in production, get it washed up, and get it back to the customer. We do waive deductibles up to $1,000, and anybody that mentions the Colorado Spartans, we're giving them a $200 gift card. Go Spartans!
I played with arguably the best corner to ever lace him up in Champ Bailey. And guess what? He too was victimized by certain plays, but he never gave up. And that's what I see in PS2, right? The idea of never giving up. Yes, you may get beat, but he is a complete corner.
All right, Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez, we are back here at the final word. We are wrapping it up. Our great friend, Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila, give him a big shout out. Love that guy. And also, we have been talking about Denver Broncos training camp right around the corner. Gets started Tuesday. We will be out there Saturday with all your coverage. And now we always save the best for last. And our best guest, our last guest this week is Regan Upshaw Jr. And of course, the name Regan Upshaw rings a bell because Regan's father, all-pro defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Great career. I believe he played ball at Southern Cal, right?
He actually played at University of California.
University of California, Berkeley. Yeah, University of Cal, Berkeley. A guy that, got you started, right, around pro athletes. You kind of grew up around pro athletes, but now you have branched out on your own. You are in the fight game.
Yes, indeed.
And you've been you're the kickboxing champion right now for Sparta Combat League, and your most recent fight was with them. But I think your ultimate goal, you mentioned, is to try and get to the UFC. Well, Alex and I have had many people here. We've had Brandon Roybal in this chair, Justin Gady in this chair. We've had different people who've made Chris Gutierrez in this chair, different people who've been successful in the UFC. Talk a little bit, and first of all, thank you for making time for Alex and me, and talk a little bit about, your desires to go to elevate your combat sports career right now, kickboxing, but you're headed to the world of MMA.
Well, it's very simple for me. At the end of the day, I am a fighter. Yes. I'm a performer. I'm a warrior. And this is just what I'm meant to be doing. So why I say I will be in the UFC, it's not because of brand. It's not because of name. It's because this is where the highest level of combat sports is. And I know what I'm meant for that. I know I'm meant to compete on the highest level. I know I'm meant to shine under the brightest lights. And so that's why I say the UFC, I will be in the UFC. And the reality is, I know how disciplined I am and how committed I am to this game. This is not something, a side hustle for me. This isn't a clout chasing thing for me. I'm a real warrior. I'm really on that. And I train every day with some of the best fighters in the world to craft my game, to craft my skills. So when them lights are on me, I'm going crazy. I'm going to put on some crazy shows. Believe that.
I love it.
Alex Ramirez, Joe Rico, and Regan Shaw Jr. Upshaw Jr.
Yes,
here
indeed.
at Miley Sports Radio on the final word. Listen, man, I've been diving in a lot of your information. I see it. National champion, Dabo Swinney.
Dabo
Swinney.
Yep.
And it's you get to a point where you're like, I don't want to live under my dad's shadow. I want to do something on my own, right? And your father has allowed you to have that platform because of your father's platform. How many people get that?
I think my dad is awesome. My dad is genuinely like my twin, and he wants me to be successful. At the end of the day, you know, he introduced this fight game to me as a kid. This is not something new, right? Like at the end of the day, I wanted to fight before I played football. And, you know, not every parents want you to fight at that age. But the reality is I've been going to local fights since I was a kid. I've been watching Pride. I've been watching UFC. I've been going all these events since I've been a child. So this is not new to me. And this is just a window of opportunity for me to do what I'm meant to do. My dad's full support. He's lit, man. That's my dog. And I don't even feel like it's, you know, that's my twin, but I don't feel like I'm in a shadow. I'm my own person. I love what I'm doing. I don't even feel like I'm doing this game for anybody else. I'm not trying to be anything. I am Regan Upshaw. I am a warrior. And, you know, it's so awesome that I get this love and support, but I would do this with no viewers. That's the truth.
Well, let me say this.
You got a lot of viewers now.
Let me say this. Yeah, but let me just say this, first of all. You needed to try and step out of your dad's shadow from a young age. You know, I mean, that I can tell you already did it. Yeah. Like you had your identity for a while. You're used to being Regan Upshaw Jr. My partner said, "Can you call you Junior?" My father was a junior. The reason why I won't call you that is it was very disrespectful. My father was being called Junior at 60 years old. And I'm glad he didn't name me after him. I didn't want to be called the third. But at the end of the day, you know, the biggest thing, as Alex said, you know, developing your own identity. Well, I saw that from the minute we talked. The reason I didn't ask you that is you've had to deal with that since 3 years old. So, you know, and he was a big time player. I think it's easier if your dad was a scrub, you know, and he didn't make, you know, like, he was in the NFL, but he was a scrub. He never played. Well, it's easier for you to make your own identity. He's a Super Bowl champ. I mean, he's got legitimate skins on the wall, you know. So the very first person who would have told you to get out of his shadow is Regan himself. Your dad himself probably would say, "Son, you're already out of my shadow." And I can tell with the bond because my 11-year-old is everything. Alex will tell you, man, I have a real athlete, a real chance for somebody to be a big time sports guy, man. And you know, my other kids aren't athletes. You know, I still love them. Yeah. But just knowing my attachment and how personal it already is for me, I can tell already your dad was the best thing that ever happened to you as far as this journey goes. And he's 100% in your corner. Talk a little bit about having that support because, look, man, that's not guaranteed.
You know, life is crazy, man. And, my family has had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but we've come full circle. Yeah. And nothing but love and support. My dad, like I said, I could never hate on my dad. My dad is literally my twin. Yeah, right. And he's a game dog. I'm a game dog. And I'm so excited for us to all be at where I'm going to take us. Yeah. And just being ourselves, and we got a lot of characters in my family. I promise you that. So I am one of the many. So no, my dad's awesome, man. He's a true warrior. Has the biggest heart, and you know, he's got full support.
I love it.
Yeah. Listen, I was watching a lot of your bios last night, this morning, and you know, you fought with Sport of Combat. Yeah. You know, doing your kickboxing, and you know, you won, I believe, 2 national championships. Yeah, with Dabo Sweeney.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. All right,
University of Clemson. Yep,
that's crazy, man. Yep, that's crazy. That's crazy. Just to think about that right there, Joey. Yep. Now there's a lot of expectations to be behind that, and now you're like, you know what? I don't want to live under my dad's shadow. I don't want to say it like that. Can I say that like that?
I mean, you could say whatever.
You just I don't want to say it like that.
You know,
but listen. He is your father.
100%.
So that means that you are living under a shadow and in some way.
You know, it's fun. I just don't even look at it like that. Like, I really just do what I do. You know, in a way, like I really don't. And my dad, I wouldn't even say look at it that way. Even when my dad was at the peak of playing football, like football was never really big in our household. You know, even he would go to work. You know what I mean? Go to work, handle business, and like. I never even felt that, and I still don't feel that pressure, you know, and I think that's why I've been able to be free in this space because I don't feel that pressure, you know, and in fact, it's awesome. I look at it as, hey, my DNA, my dad put on, that's in me too, you know, that's my DNA too, you know, it's been done before and it's just a different lane. I'm gonna do my version, you know.
You know what?
Hey, hold on. We're leaving something real big out of this conversation. And that's the other parent, your mom.
Oh, mama,
and let's
that's
talk
what I'm
about this
saying.
because it's not just about him getting
No.
out of his shadow, okay? There's two parents. There's two
100%.
people behind everybody. And a lot of my identity comes from my mother, by
Yeah.
the way. I don't care how famous my father was. He's one of the best car salesmen in Colorado
Yeah.
history. Nothing like your dad. But I had to get out of his shadow. That's why I don't sell cars.
Yeah.
Because everybody was little Joey. Oh, there's little
Yeah,
Joey.
I feel you.
And in a way, it worked against me. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
in a way, I had to establish an identity without my dad. I didn't have nothing to do with
Yeah.
my dad. You know, my best friends were my people. You know, I was out on the street. You know, my dad was just one part of my life. But my mother, I mean, let's be real of who
Let's be
really,
real. Let's be
where
real.
everything really
your
comes from.
mom was king.
Your mom
Let's-
was the
let's-
one I think I can already read
let's
that
be
she
real.
had just as big a part or more than your
Let's
dad.
be real. And like I said, you know, hey, like you said, you know, it takes two. And the reality is my mom is, you know, oftentimes in a relationship or in a business, there's a shadow character. There's someone in the background
Yeah.
that no one sees, that doesn't want the credit, that doesn't want the clout, that doesn't want the applause,
Mhm.
but is handling business. And
That's my wife.
Exactly. And that's what you really need. That's and especially on this journey of this, you know, very challenging climb uphill journey. You need that rock.
Yeah.
And my mom,
She had to keep it together.
my mom's a gangster.
Yeah.
And I mean that.
I could tell. I could
mean
tell.
that. So you know, where's that savagery, where's that real killer come from? You know, I take a lot from both my parents.
Good, man. That's fantastic, man. I applaud you for that. And I think that's commemorable. And you know, I look at the guy across here right now is looking at us, and Tim Gelt. What has he meant to you, man? What has
Tim?
he done for you as far as like professional and getting? I mean, this guy's a media legend here in Colorado. Tim Gelt. What has he done to help you? Because listen, without Tim Gelt, you and I are not talking.
No, not at all.
And Joe, you're not talking. Tim Gelt's been like freaking.
You can't write the history of the final word
You
without
cannot.
Tim Gelt.
No.
You
Right.
cannot.
How's he doing? For
First off, from my time of knowing Tim Gelt is an amazing person.
Yeah.
He truly wants to make a difference. I'm so grateful that this individual has given his time, his effort, and belief in me and my vision. And I'm so proud that I can keep working and attracting people like this in my life. Tim is the man. And like I said,
yes,
in this sports game, you know, in any of the highest pinnacle of sports, to last that long, to be in this business year in and year out, you have to be the one over and over and over. And guess what? Even if you perform at the highest level, people forget about it. And you got to do it over again and do it over again. So when I see someone who's it's regardless of my opinion, that's a fact. That's on Tim.
I love that.
So I'm
Love that.
so grateful for Tim, and I just know our relationship's gonna grow, and
Oh man,
we'll be shining. across
I
the night.
cannot wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
I cannot wait
Well,
until they go. You know, Regan Upshaw Jr. champion,
well,
Spartan.
they already
whether
have
it's
that. Well, they
MMA,
have that one
They already
already.
have that.
Yeah, we're
Freaking
moving
everything.
up on this,
We're
but we
moving
already
on.
have the Spartan.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a
hey, can I say something about Tim though, if you don't mind? I
Sure.
just want to say
Go ahead.
because Tim Gelt, without Tim, and I just remember the first
Final
time
word
I
doesn't
ever.
exist, man.
Well, I just remember the first time I ever asked for a credential. James Merlad at the time owned Mile High Sports, and he said, I said, well, I'd like to go to the Nuggets. This was 2010. And he said, we have to get a hold of Tim Gelt. Don't worry, we'll try and get you in, whatever. So I have no idea how to cover a pro sporting event. It's my first one ever. The first two events ever were this game for the Nuggets and then a trip up to CU to meet my other mentor, Dave Platty. And Dave Platty and Tim Gelt, probably the first time I ever showed up at the game, said, boy, we probably made a mistake letting this guy. I didn't understand, you know, how you dressed, how you're supposed to be, whatever. And Tim just gently put a nice email together saying, hey, you know, you may want to try and spruce it up. And now you see why, though, you know, shirt and tie every game, hour early, every game, you know, that want to be the very best dress. And people are like, aren't you a little... That's all Tim Gelt, because and that's why we've had all these national guests and why I got to interview LeBron James and Steph Curry is being dressed like they didn't know that I wasn't in the national media, because Tim made it a point that I needed to be on that level in order to establish credibility with these athletes. And I think when you show up in a sweatsuit and you're there to write a story, that's great, but you're not talking to LeBron James that day. He will walk right past you. Now, when you're in a suit, tie, and you went and spent $400 on a a suit to go to the Nuggets.
Yep.
Guess who answered? Guess who was right there looking
Tim
at me?
Gill.
No, LeBron James.
Put the cameras on.
LeBron James. Yeah, put the cameras on.
Tim Gill.
Yeah, if we can. But I just want to say, Tim,
No,
on
seriously,
behalf of Alex and me,
Seriously, I
yeah,
want to say
we love
Tim,
you, man. Thank you, Tim, for everything you've done for us, man.
Before we get back to
Yeah, we'll get right back.
I got to give my flowers to Tim Gill.
Yeah, man, for
Tim
sure.
Gill, amazing human being, amazing man, family man. Yeah, he's corrected us, Joey, many times.
Yeah.
He corrected me a couple times.
Oh yeah, we've been corrected.
You know, and
Thank
it's fun.
goodness.
That's what you have to do. You have to learn that. If you
Right.
don't learn that stuff, you don't get better, right?
You don't grow.
And you don't grow. Someone doesn't tell you how to do things. And I want to tell you, Tim and Joey, and we love you, buddy.
Yeah, I love you, man.
You can have
Amazing.
anybody here you want.
We're in your
And
corner
now
for all
you bring up Regan Jr. And I just
Well, this won't be
can't-
the
I
last
can't-
time
I
we
can't
talk to
believe-
Regan
I
either.
can't believe till we do this again.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep.
Because listen, man, I was watching your bios and your videos and with Dabo and your father, and you are one impressive young man.
I appreciate it, brother.
I think that I think this is a very healthy development. We just introduced you to our Suavecito guy. He'll throw some shorts, whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
MMA. I think MMA.
MMA.
Right?
Yep.
MMA?
I'm on 100% now.
And I do announcing for the Colorado Commission. So does
Yep.
Joe.
Yep.
We all been approved, and that's hard. Colorado Commission's a hard.
We were one of the only. Let me just say this: there were 4 media members at Pacquiao Mayweather. We were one of them. There will be probably 7 or 8 media members at Crawford and Canelo. We'll be there, and that
guess
tells
what?
you
And now
years
you're
and
part-
years of work,
you're-
and
you're
you're part of
our
us.
crew. You're
Yeah.
part of our crew.
Yeah, let us
Let's
know,
go.
man.
I'm gonna be there.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Doug
man.
Ottewell, the owner of these magazines.
Yeah.
So you know, see these magazines.
Yeah. I think Tim has got something.
Oh
where-
no,
I talked to Doug. Yeah.
yeah.
About
We
getting
were
a-
texting earlier.
yeah,
He's like, I need
yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
Get me on the next
Yeah,
magazine.
yeah,
That's
we want
awesome.
to get
Let's
Reagan
go.
in on the
Get me
magazine
next
for
magazine.
sure, man.
Go.
With Patrick Sertan, Bo Next.
Yep.
Travis Hunter.
Hey, man, I
Let's
love
go.
it, man.
That's
Let's do it.
because hold on. That's because you have a person like Tim Gill
100%.
that has those connections.
100%.
Yep.
Has connections with us.
Yeah, Doug even mentioned that to Alex and me on Friday.
On Friday
he came
night.
over and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, we need to get Reagan in on the magazine because of Tim." He's like, we're having Reagan in because this is an appreciation for Tim Gill, and this is the owner of the
We're all
station.
behind you,
This
buddy.
isn't like
I
some.
appreciate
You understand
This
that?
isn't
You know
like
the
an
whole
intern. It's the owner of the
Mile High
station
Sports
saying that.
behind
I know.
So don't disappoint us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we need
to
you.
whoop that
we need-
ass
yeah, we
next
need
time.
you to come out, man, and we need you to come out hard though from here on out, man.
But
I
make
mean,
sure you
we need
choose
4
the
or
right
5 win
fight.
streak.
Choose
Yeah.
the right fight.
Don't you worry,
It
man.
definitely is. The opponent
I got a
makes a lot of
sponsor there at
difference.
Suavecito. That'll pay your.
Hey, man, get to about 4-0, 5-0, and the sponsors start lining up. By the way, I mean, believe me, everybody wants to be part of a winner. That's just the fact of the matter. We don't ever lie to any of the people. That's one thing Tim also taught me. We don't sugarcoat anything. You have to win in order.
Tim
for this
called
to
us
happen.
grinders. We're
Yep,
grinders.
We are. We're grinders.
We're
And so I can tell you are too.
And you were too, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I love
hard,
that. I'm glad I got a
hard
chance to
work,
meet you.
hard work is the great equalizer. You can have all the talent in the world, but it is literally who works the hardest that determines who puts the belts on. Literally. And you can tell me different. It is who runs that last mile. It is who's willing to do another sparring session when their body is
And I
just
see
saying
it
no.
in you. I see it in
That
you.
is the literally
I told
the people
Joey
who win.
on the break, I'm like, dude, if I didn't think this dude was not ready, you're ready to go, man.
100%.
Well, I think you're ready, man. I think you're ready to launch.
And the reality is, I have a lot of confidence, and it's not confidence from nothing. I am a hard worker, like you guys said. I do compete. I do scrap with some of the best in the world. That's where my confidence comes from. I have been in these rooms with champs, and that's where I'm like, oh, okay.
And they're telling you
These are
this
champs.
stuff. They're telling you this stuff.
The whole scene, and they wouldn't have to tell me because I seen it. Because I seen how these rounds go. You know what I mean? They can say whatever. People can say whatever they want. I know what I'm living, and I'm living this day in and day out. You can't fake that.
And you're young, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I just want to say this.
Hold on,
'cause
Joe.
we gotta
He's
wrap it-
young.
Yeah,
He's
he is
young.
young. He is young, but I want to say this because we got to get ready to wrap it up. This isn't your last time on the program.
No.
But the next time we need to be talking about what happened in whatever. And I'm
Okay, let's
I'm
do it.
going to hold him accountable for that, and I'm going to hold you accountable
Dude,
for that.
You can ask me.
I want to
honestly.
see at least
Hold
a
on, Joe.
3-5
Hold on,
win streak.
hold on,
3-5 win streak.
I got you,
3-5 win
brother.
streak.
Hold on,
You got me?
Joe,
3
Joe. I'm announcing 3 fights for Colorado Commission here in the next 2 months.
Mhm.
And at you say Combat League.
Sparta Combat.
Sparta Combat, Sparta or Combat Club.
Yeah, the
Combat Club.
Combat Club. I just did 2 of them. Over
Let's go.
I just did 2 of them over at the
Stampede.
You know, Elias Rodriguez.
I know all those guys.
Yeah, that's my dog. So,
Okay.
so.
There you go,
Hey,
man.
listen. Let's get them in. Let's sign them up.
Yep.
Let's rile them up.
Yep.
And then we'll talk here in about
Sure.
October.
Hey, man,
When you're 3-0,
Sure.
3-0.
3-0.
3-0, and that I'm going to tell you right now. We had
serious.
Grant
I know,
Neal.
brother.
Hold on, we had Grant Neal in here. You know Grant, right?
I trade
You know
with
Grant.
every week.
Okay, so let me just say this: we had him in,
Yeah, so yes,
and he was in the same exact boat. This was 6 years
fighting
ago,
on that same card.
and he was on 3-0, and we said get a 3-fight win streak. And guess where he was? He was in Bellator in 3 fights.
Yep.
3-fight win streak, and this guy was making $700,000 on fighting at Bellator. That's what you need. 3-fight win streak.
Hey,
Are we
by the
down?
way,
Are we down with the program?
listen,
brother.
and
All right, man. Hey,
Bill will take care of your entrance fees. I got you.
man. We
Let's
got
go.
you. Man. Hey,
Tim, listening to this?
All right, hey, listen. I know you want it. We can have that conversation after we get off the air, but listen, we got to wrap it up. I want to say our big shout out
Man, what
to our
awesome.
great
What an awesome
friend
experience
Bill
meeting you.
Foss from Suavecito Tequila, our great friend Tim Gelt, and of course his fighter Regan Upshaw Jr. This guy is going to be
Let's go.
big. When you hear his next fight, we'll have it live. We'll announce his next big fight right here on the Final Word. Hey, football season gets started. We'll be out at training camp Saturday. We will see you next Sunday. Joe Rico and Alex Mears here for the Final Word on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel.